Yes, my people. Alright, now I'm not in nature, but I got another message and I hope it resonates later, yeah? I want to talk about the semen retention, but I want to go into a bit more details about it, yeah? Obviously, I done a video about this recently. I spoke about like the benefits of, when we're on semen retention as young kings, yeah? Like what happens, like obviously we get our ability, we become more creative, we get more energy, our masculine self just come out naturally, yeah? There's a lot of benefits to semen retention. Semen retention is something that us men should be practicing. That's why the world promote a lot of sex and whatever not, yeah? Anyways, yeah, I want to talk about, there could be a downfall to the semen retention, and I want to get into a bit more details. With semen retention, yeah, you got to make sure that you're fasting, yeah? You got to make sure that you're fasting, man, from food, and not just from food, like from the world, you know what I'm trying to say, like from music, from the media, from anything, sexual stuff, you know what I'm trying to say. The reason why you need to be fasting while you're on semen retention, yeah, because if you're not fasting, basically what happens is we're living in a spiritual warfare, yeah. So there's a spirit called the Succubus spirit, right? And that spirit, we live amongst that spirit. And there's one called the Incubus spirit as well. But I'm going to talk about the Succubus spirit because that spirit is the one that attack us men, yeah. When we have wet dreams, we're gonna talk a bit more about the wet dream, because I had a wet dream earlier this year and it was crazy. You know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, so we're living amongst spirits, yeah, that are lurking. They're looking for men who are holding on to their seed. You know what I mean? Because they want us to release our seed, man. The reason why they want us to release, because they know that's our powers. Trust me. Not just fasting, but also praying, yeah. You gotta make sure that you stay prayed up, man. You gotta get me, because it's real life. I'm gonna explain to you what happened earlier to me this year, yeah. I had a wet dream. I think this is like my second or third wet dream I ever could remember. But the one recently, I could remember that like it was yesterday, man. So basically, yeah, I had a wet dream. It felt real. I was having sex, like proper sex. You know what I mean? I woke up, I felt like I really had sex with someone. I know the person's face. It was a familiar spirit, and that's what the Succubus spirit does. It can come in your dream as like a familiar spirit, like a familiar face. You know what I'm trying to say? To make you really think like, yo, I had sex with, you know what I'm saying? Bro, it's real. Anyways, man had a wet dream earlier this year, and it felt so real. I was on semen retention earlier this year, and I think like last year, a year and a half, but I wasn't too sure. Like I wasn't really paying attention to what I was doing. I'm on semen retention right now for the last maybe like 5 or 6 weeks now, and I'm really paying attention in it. So I did mention this in my last video, but the downfall to semen retention is, if we're not fasting, and if we're not praying, and if we're not really like paying attention to the stuff that we're watching and consuming and whatever not, we can leave ourselves open for attacks, yeah. We can leave ourselves open for spiritual attacks from these spirits. Do you understand? And it's a thing where you gotta remember, like we're living in a spiritual warfare. These spirits, they know when you're holding on to your seed. Do you understand? They know. These spirits can come in the form of people, like your ex-girlfriend, a girl that you met tomorrow. I'm just talking like from a man's point, yeah. I'm trying to say it from a man's view. Yeah, the whole point is to make you release. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So you gotta make sure that you're fasting and you're praying out here, because that spirit is gonna come. It's gonna come, especially when you're trying to hold on to your seed. It's gonna come, man. You know what I'm trying to say? You're gonna get. Remember I was saying that, yeah, when you're on your semen retention, you get a lot of traction. Like a lot of females start to come your way. Do you know what I mean? And no disrespect, I did mention this before. The Succubus spirit could be in some of these females, some of these women that are trying to, come our way. Do you understand? So that's why you gotta make sure that you know what you're doing and you're aware. You know what I mean? But anyways, I'm gonna talk about my wet dream. The wet dream, I think the reason why I had a wet dream earlier this year, because I was practicing semen retention, but I didn't know I was really on semen retention. I wasn't having no sex, I wasn't doing nothing like that. But I wasn't really paying attention to what I was doing. The reason why I had that wet dream and that spirit was able to come and attack me, because I wasn't fasting enough. I wasn't really praying enough. Do you understand? I wasn't aware of what was going on. You get me? So, yeah, that's what I want to kind of say. Like basically, when you're on your semen retention, you got to be careful. You got to be careful, because we can get possessed by by like a lustful spirit, and I think that's happened to me. I've mentioned this in my previous videos, man. That shit's happened to me on my journey. I'm not scared. I'm not ashamed to say that. I'm not ashamed to say it. I feel like I got possessed by like a lustful demon spirit. You know, like I think like a year and a half ago, and this spirit was just basically controlling my thoughts. It was controlling my personality. It was controlling me for a bit. Really, I'm being for real, because some of the desires that I was getting when I was waking up in the morning, some of the desires I was getting at certain times, and it just like I knew it wasn't me. Do you understand? Like I just knew something wasn't right, and obviously that's my fault because I wasn't looking after myself. I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing. You know what I'm trying to say? So obviously now I'm on my semen retention. Now, yeah, I'm fasting and I'm praying. You get me? It's important because them spirits, when they see that you're fasting and you're praying and you're really like trying to stay away from them sexual sins, whatever, they can't stand it basically. So they want to attack you more. But it's harder for them when you're really fasting and praying. You get me? So this video is just like a quick video for anyone out there that if you're on semen retention, make sure that you're fasting and praying at the same time, because if you're not fasting and praying, you're going to be open. You're going to be open for you're going to allow portals to be open so demons can actually come into your aura and take control of you. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Use you or attack you. Get me? So that was just a quick little touch up on semen retention part 2, because the first video I spoke about the benefits of it, and yet it helps us men, really shine our light, whatever not. But then I didn't talk about what could happen if we don't follow certain procedures. You know what I'm trying to say? So yeah, if you're having wet dreams, it's probably because you're not prayed up, you're not fasting enough. You know what I'm trying to say? You're open basically. You get me? So wet dreams is definitely a spirit. It's a demon spirit having sex with you because they want you to release. When I had my wet dream, I woke up and I really felt like I had sex. I swear, I was like, yo. It was so bad that the next day I was talking to my mother about it. I was like, Mom, I had sex last night and I knew who the person was. It felt real. You know what I'm trying to say though? Yo, it's crazy out here, man. That succubus spirit shit's real. You get me? It's real, but you gotta make sure that you're, like I said, just make sure that you're fasting and you're praying. And you're really staying close up to the Lord, man, because that shit's real, man. They want you to release. They want you to release, man. You get me? So yeah, man. Just keep your head up. Keep going. Don't stop, and just keep striving it. Let's keep striving in life, man, for the best. Peace.